Всем привет! Мы продолжаем играть в дополнение Skyrim.
By the righteous path! What happened to you? You look as if you've met the Black Guardian himself. Fever? Well, there could be many causes. Wait a moment. I think I still have some grunt root. That should be enough to ease your pain, at least for now. Take a seat at the fire. The warmth might help you.
Так, нам нужно сесть у огня.
Сядем. Well, if the strangers are about to die of fever, then yes. There was that oath we swore once, remember? To help the afflicted, to... Whatever. Thank you. Gruntroots, gruntroots. Ah, here we go. So, let's see. Sheer cup, some water. Ha! Done. I can't make any promises, Shit. But...
Finn! The still!
Explosion!
Что это?
Do something, damn it! Do something! Oh, sod it!
Do I really have to watch every step you take? That was a fucking close call.
Hey, I'm sorry, all right. We'll pick up a new one in Ark.
Yeah, and you're paying for it. Here I thought this bloody day couldn't get any worse.
This day isn't getting any better. Here, drink this. It'll help you.
Открутить бутылку, выпить зелье.
See, you already look a lot better. Still, you should let a priest take a look at that fever as soon as possible. The grunt root potion will wane in a few days. What? You mean the still? Bad quality and too much heat, I'd wager. But, whatever will be, will be. Explosion. I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Finn Dalleries. Died in 8234. Cause of death, exploding still.
Ha ha. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe...
Wait a second. What was that? I could have sworn I saw something moving over there. Oh shit!
What the? Carbos!
They've hit me, Finn. Those bastards. They've hit me.
Carbos, do something, damn it!
Нас отбросил. Выполнено новое что-то.
Now would you look at that? Our mysterious survivor has awoken.
Что, где я, кто ты?
Jaspar Matumiel Delveric. Jaspar for short. And you, my friend, are in my very own campsite. And before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary. The only reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into a thicket. Luckily enough, most of your injuries are only superficial, and I've already taken care of them. Your fever, though, is an entirely different story.
Моя лихорадка, ты знаешь что-нибудь об этом?
Yep, quite a lot, actually. You're suffering from first-degree Arcanist's fever. I'm quite surprised that the old apothecarius didn't see that, to be honest. You're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right? And you're feeling unusually strong and dizzy at the same time? While drinking herbal potions leaves a, well, kind of a bitter feeling in your head?
Да, точно, значит, это чародейская лихорадка, ответственная за эти вещи, которые у меня начали получаться.
Yep, your magical talent has broken free inside you. I don't have any myself, but I've worked together with enough arcanists to know the signs. Simply put, what's happening is that your body can't cope with the magic. This isn't much of a problem at first, but if you don't do anything about it within the next couple of months, you'll find yourself running through the heartland naked, throwing fireballs at everything that moves. You'll lose your mind, to speak plain and all.
Но лихорадку можно вылечить, верно?
Yes, of course. Though someone who's magically gifted will always react differently to certain situations than someone who isn't. As I said, some herbs will always worsen your fever, as will magically contaminated areas.
А что насчет этих видений?
Visions?
Видений? Ну, я их так называю. У меня возникает предчувствие того, что скоро случится. Это тоже побочный эффект лихорадки.
No. Well, none that I know of. The only visions I ever had were those that come along with a good pipe of peaceweed. You know what? Someone has to take care of your fever. And as it happens, I know someone who could. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. How did you get here? And what did you do in that temple? And what exactly did you see in those visions? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you. And that makes me curious. So, healing for information. What do you say?
Лечение в обмен на информацию. Договорились. Рассказать Джесперу о произошедшем.
Then shoot. I'm eager to listen. I understand. My condolences for your loss. So that means you somehow survived this execution. And before you got washed ashore, you had this, what, this dream? In which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light.
Да, но это было не просто видение, это больше походило на воспоминания. Храм в нем было точно таким же, как в тот долине. Понимаешь, что я имею в виду?
I hope so. So your magical outburst didn't happen slowly as it usually does, but all of a sudden after this near-death experience. And with it came these visions.
Верно.
Interesting. I guess you know how absurd all this must sound, but somehow I believe you. Heck knows why, but I do. So, that means I'll introduce you to my employer. If anyone can help you, it's him. There is, however, one thing with which I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can start our journey to Ark.
Знание, что такое арк.
Ark? The capital of this country? Walls high as towers of iron-hard stone, rest alone in the mountains in granite enthroned, never decaying, the ages surveying, guarded by the Lord, and blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. If you plan on staying in this land, sooner or later you'll see it with your own eyes.
Тогда ладно, я помогу тебе. Чем скорее я избавлюсь от этой лихорадки, тем лучше.
Splendid. There are some things that need some explanation before we can get started, however. Where should I start? I take it you've noticed that in the past 2.5 years, this world has fallen into political chaos, right? Civil wars, usurpers everywhere, you name it. And even though Enderal isn't directly affected by these wars going on everywhere, there are strange things happening here too. Take the Woodsers, for example. There have been an unusual number of reports of wanderers being attacked by them in the open, which has never happened before. And the same goes for the Lost Ones, the living dead. Until 2 years ago, they were a rather rare magical phenomenon. But now every other corpse not properly cremated starts walking again as if it were the most natural thing to do. The strangest thing, however, is what they call the Red Madness. Yeah, the rumors. I've heard them too. And I could indeed imagine that they're true. And that there's a connection, yes.
Значит, ты действительно веришь, что кто-то убил рожденных светом?
As I said, maybe. If you ask me, the Lightborn were never more than false gods anyway.
Что об этом думают эндеральцы?
Well, they usually leave the thinking to their holy order. And they, of course, deny everything. Even to talk about it as we're doing is considered a crime. But as much as I hate to say it, maybe it's better this way. At least for now. A spiritual crisis is the last thing this country needs at the moment.
Мне казалось, что эндеральцы самый набожный народ в цивилизованном мире.
Please, don't take me as an example. I've seen that a long life is only one of the things powerful magic can achieve. And this whole false deity theory isn't that new, after all. And seriously, let's say the Lightborn really are as mighty and omnipresent as the revelations say they are. Wouldn't they have the power to magically smite me here and now for my insolence? The Lightborn were just powerful kings. No more, no less. But that's just how I see it. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Скажем так, у меня свое мнение, а у тебя свое.
Well, I can live with that, but we're digressing.
Действительно, ты говорил что-то о красном безумии.
Yeah. It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their minds. Just a couple of weeks ago, for instance, there was a smith in Ark who slaughtered his entire family. He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like, "Fear the light," while he was doing it. Or a young noblewoman who killed herself by setting her family estate on fire for no apparent reason. Now, you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen of them. That and the fact that the possessed's eyes glow red shortly before and during their deed has made people call it the Red Madness. And just 3 days ago it happened again. Only this time it was a magister from within the Holy Order itself.
Магистр.
Right, you're not from here. A magister is a kind of sage from the Holy Order, who teaches the young novices who are aspiring to become keepers or arcanists. Yarrow was his name, a man who had more than 60 winners on his back.
Что он сделал?
He killed 15 novices and himself. According to the only eyewitness to survive, he entered the teaching room as usual to give a lecture on alchemy. But instead, he gave a strange speech in which he explained that humanity is corrupt, void, as he put it. And his eyes started glowing, he locked the door, and... well, he tore himself apart with a magical explosion. You can imagine the kind of uproar that caused.
Так какова твоя роль во всем этом? Ты сказал, что работаешь на орден, но, как я понимаю, ты не монах.
Well, I'm not exactly one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper. I guess you could say my specialty is recovering things that have been lost. Treasures, tomes, memories, and the like. And the Order hired me to do exactly that. They want to know how a highly intelligent man like Yarrow could fall victim to the Red Madness. And also if there's a discernible pattern to how this malady, or whatever it is, chooses its victims.
Другими словами, тебя интересует его мотивы. Чем я могу помочь себе в этом? Я ничего не знаю об этом Йору.
True, but that's irrelevant. Yarrow grew up in a small village named Riverville, which isn't far from here. And according to some of the other wardens, he visited this area quite often after his partner's death. So it's quite possible we could find some clues around here. Shards of his past, if you like. I've already searched most of the area, but a second pair of eyes wouldn't hurt. What do you think?
Звучит неплохо. С чего мне начать?
Well, for starters, I need you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named Alfred. He was a childhood friend of Yarrow's, and he might be able to tell us something worthwhile. Secondly, a boy from the village told me that he saw Yarrow throw something into the water near a cliff to the east. Go there and see if you can find whatever it was he wanted to get rid of. I myself will have a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Here, this is a map of the region. The blue dot over here is Yarrow's old house. And at the risk of sounding heartless, you should head back to the apothecary's camp. Maybe the bandits left behind some equipment. If there's nothing else, I'd say off we go. Let's shed some light on this Yarrow and his motivations. Meet me at his old house when you're ready. I'll be waiting there.
Хорошо. Встретимся дома. У Еру. Так, что у меня тут? Так, что-то помоги. Милость. Ухудшает. Так, избранное. Тогда сделаем так. Так. Мы включаем, конечно же, плюс 9 здоровья. Так. Посмотрим, что здесь. Паучий яд. Так, что тут есть? Взять. Ботинки. Железные сапоги. Боевой топор. Щит. Блядь. Так. Все, вроде больше тут ничего такого нету. Так, ботиночки. Где-то ботинки были, мы взяли. Вот, железные ботинки. И топор. Ну, это получше уже будет. Так, полоски кожи возьмем. Железную руду заберем. О, сундук. Взять все. Корзина. Не нужна корзина. Так. Ну и где он? Так, это заберем, лук заберем. Так, все забрали. Так, остановили. Так, наденем 3. У меня сколько? 8. Так. Тут ничего не надо. Здесь можно вот это забрать. Стрелу. Лупу даже. Так. Так. Пока. Так, это тогда выспранная. Так, где? топор, железный щит. В чем она так долго регенится? Больше ничего не упадет. Железный кинжал есть. Тупое зелье есть. Ручка типа. Кто нафиг появляется? Да, не знаю, там настолько слепой, что ли, ничего. Откуда он тут вообще взялся? И чувак, ты тут откуда вообще? Точно сюда нужно. Так.
just never were.
Да тут ходи. Так, катушку возьму, стрелу возьмем. Так, это возьмем все. Поставим глубоко, флага вперед. Точно. Ничего. Ничего, все, так, сюда. Так. Как это? Что потом? Так, что тут? Бляха. Еще и пауки, ёбаный. Тихо. Встань. Блядь. Есть что-нибудь? Бэдли, ясно. Чтобы не погасло. Эй! Пс. Хорошо, что я сохранился. Срать то, что латуху. Одного выманить. Иди сюда. Да как он меня убил-то? Тогда-то как ты меня убил? Нормальной броне, что ему не нравится. Их стороной все равно тут не обойти. Так, один сдох. Еще одно тухлое зелье принимаем. Чтоб еще того вынести. Поехали. Где он? А где он? Да тихо, ну, бля, ёбаный. Если непонятно, тут лучше вот это взять, наверное. Лучше это взять. Эй, пс, я тут. Пойдем. Пойдем. А если так тоже не канает? Да, на этих пауках буду помирать. Ладно, пройду этих мимо пауков. Как-нибудь верхом. Хотя, пока что. Пока у меня-то лихорадка, что лечишься, еще хуже становится. Блять. Еще волки. Ран. Блять. Ёбаный в рот. Ебучий тролль. Блять. Беги. Волки правые. Так. Надо каким-то странным образом обнаружить это место. Вот, не хочу пока. Ладно. Это так задумано.
Finally, some fun.
Серьезно? Блять, еще ему. Ладно, хрен с ним. Думал, это бабка. Не враждебный. Оказалось, враждебный. Доспехи 5, хорошо. Посох пламени. Сгусток огня. О, надо забрать. Сапоги 8. Детали. Это заберем. Детали возьмем. Черный учебник. Рубанок. Зелье. Так, посядем. Так, на мне какие? Восемь. Одеяние. А какой на мне? 13. Здесь лучше. Можно тут выбросить сразу, чтобы одежду тоже выбросить. Так, эти 5, на мне 8. Херня, значит. Так, тоже фигня. Учебник воспоминаний дает. Так. Перчатки. Почему-то они все время снимаются. Ботинки 0, не нужны. Детали. Ладно, хрен с ним, пускай будут. 9. А, на мне были эти. 9, да. Длинный лук. То есть вот это можно выбросить, это можно выбросить. Ладно, пойдем дальше. Вот бабка, блин. Ну, гвозди понадобится. Не берем. Вина. Ну ладно. Заберем. Что тут в комоде есть? Ботинки нафиг не нужны. Так, нам-то в ту сторону идти. Так, сохранимся. Всякий случай. Это-то что такое? Здесь есть коровы, серьезно? Сюда их просто по приколу добавили или что? Так, куда мы сначала? Сначала мы пойдем, конечно, в деревню. Блять, ебучий тролль. Я просто проходом. Там тролль бежит, там посмотри. Туда мне, да? Личное.
Who are you?
Просто путник, вы же Альфред, верно? Друг детства человека по имени Еро.
Yarrow, this is about his death, isn't it? The rampage.
Тебе уже известно об этом?
Of course, who hasn't? Yarrow was one of us, after all. It is terrible. Simply terrible. You want to hear an old man's opinion, though? I always expected that something like this would happen. Malphus, forgive me for talking about a keeper like that, but it's the truth.
Вы имеете в виду, что предвидели это как?
Hard to explain, really.
Сейчас приду.
Come on, let's find somewhere to sit. It'll be easier to talk that way.
Monsieur?
Так. Что?
Come, let us sit down.
Ну, давай присядем.
Well, Yarrow. That's quite a subject, you know. You were right when you said we were best friends. Our fathers knew each other. For as long as I can remember, Yarrow and I were getting into trouble together. At least, until his mother died.
Не от старости, полагаю.
No. Bandits killed her in broad daylight on Penny Road. Today these incidents are common, but not back then. The road was considered safe. Very safe. She was on her way to Ark, accompanied by 3 other women, and they were set upon at the pass. None of them survived. Yarrow was shattered. I think the worst part was how his father went downhill after his wife's death. The fishery decayed, and the poor guy filled his days with boozing and sleeping. It changed Yarrow forever.
Как именно?
Well, that's a good question. On the one hand, he became a man, despite his tender age. On the other hand, something inside him woke up, so to speak. A desire to make more of his life. Old Mother Jenica noticed it and took him under her wing. He learned how to read and write, and soon he knew all the holy verses by heart. When he didn't have to help his drunken father, he helped in the village as much as he could.
Он смог найти силу в своем горе. Звучит как довольно положительная перемена.
Indeed, that's one way to look at it. It wasn't long before he was the jewel of the village, the striving young fisherman destined for great things, even though he was only on the path of a manufacturer. And then the inevitable happened. A keeper of the Order came to Riverville to see the prodigy with his own eyes. And behold, in addition to Yarrow's ingenuity, he also had a slumbering, magical talent. The keeper took him away, and a few months later, he started his novitiate. Since then, I've only seen him once or twice, as he rarely visited Riverville. I don't think he ever noticed how much that hurt me.
Так что вы имели в виду, говоря, я всегда подозревал, что именно так все и закончится?
Oh, it's hard to explain. I believe it was the way he was talking about his grand plans. How he wanted to make the world a better place, to become the greatest keeper since Lorem Waterblade. Underneath all this there was an anger. An anger mixed with deep grief and disappointment. I don't think he was aware of it because he drew all his strength from that anger. The strength to do all this, to learn and to work day and night, but it frightened me, like the Blue Death. It slumbers inside the pathless mage who believes he can master magic without the Order's help. At first, it grants power, but then, one day, it bursts out in an unholy wave of destruction, turning him into one of the monsters in the old songs. Anyway, I'm just an old man. What do I know about these matters? Now let me go to sleep. All these memories are making me weary.
Хорошо, спасибо за помощь.
Yes, of course.
Так, где здесь кузница? Кузница, ты где? Здорово, собачка. Кузница,
Huh.
кузница.
You're a traveler, aren't you? Impressive bow you have there. I hope you know how to shoot it. You'll need it these days.
Кузница, кузница. Так, искать задание по охоте за головами. Нет, мне не нужно. Отказаться.
Yes?
Так, это что? Нет, это мне не надо. А вот она, кузница.
Yeah? What do you want?
И что на
No,
продажу?
I just put them out for you to look at. Tell me what you need, and be quick about it.
Так, кирка мне не нужна, кирка мне не нужна. Рулон бумаги, ладно, пускай будет, друг понадобится. Так, у тебя что есть? Лук. У меня 40, да? Книга. Легкая одноручному. По скрытности, по стрельбе. Мне не хватает, да. До ученика. По стрельбе. Эксперту. По стрельбе 175. Ну тогда возьмем по защите не можем. Кража нафиг не надо. По ремеслу. Купим. Так, мне не 25 надо. Так. по стрельбе. Ясно, понятно. По стрельбе. По ремеслу. Да. Так, больше мы ничего не можем пока. Вы нашли предметы, которые вы разместите. Нельзя потерять, они будут крадены. Ясно, понятно, закрыть. Что мне будет служить? Да. Уменьшает. Вот это нужно будет оставить. Уменьшает установление сил, увеличивает установление маны. Ставим. Вино не нужно. Где? Гвозди. Не нужно. Все 13. Так. Деревянная монета. Железная руда. Детали пускай тоже тут. Ладно, пускай останется. Так. Ухудшает. Не нужен тогда. Ухудшает. Устанавливает ману. Установление. Вот. Книга по ремеслу. Где? Да. Так. Ремесло 11-16. Так. Дальше. Не нужно пока. Не нужно. Получение тоже не нужно. Тоже. Тоже пускай там останется. Рулон помоги тоже не мог. Так, схема тоже пускай там. Тоже там. Так, ладно, пускай хоть что-нибудь останется, чтобы типа повесить. Ну ладно. Всем спасибо за просмотр и до новых серий. Всем пока.